What's going on, people? Welcome back to 30 Mins Arsenal with myself and my guy Harry. What you telling me, bro? It's been a little
What's
while.
up, my man? I got to big up your intro, mate. I've seen it before, but it's the first time we've had it on 30 Mins Arsenal, and it looks beautiful, stunning, and mesmerizing. Good to see you, Premsy. I'm doing good. Doing good. Long time no see, my friend.
I know, man. We got a lot to catch up on.
Oh,
Did you see yourself in that intro?
yes, mate. Oh, the Southampton game.
Yeah, man. It
37
had to go in
seconds
there.
in. My coffee and hot dog going absolutely everywhere, along with Ramsdale. Oh, mate. Good memories, good memories, good memories.
No, trust me, we'll have to make some more sometime soon.
Thank you.
But look,
Thank
man,
you.
we've had 2 games in a week.
Wow.
Chelsea, now obviously Sevilla. So I think we have to dive into that Chelsea game first of all, Harry, because like you said, it's been a little
I
while
love
since we
these
caught
games
up.
coming up. Gone are the days when we've only got one game per week, So I'm loving it, man. Squad rotation too.
Because
Yes,
normally we're in the
Chelsea
Europa
first.
League and then we end up getting knocked
Oh,
out, don't we? So
Europa League, mate. Never want to be there. Never.
But yeah, man, Chelsea first. What did you make of that? Because it was a bit of a,
Okay,
on my
that's
side,
a
disappointing,
game
man.
of two halves. First half was absolutely diabolical. And then second half it got better, but it only started from like the 73rd or 74th minute, didn't it? Our resurrection. It's good to come away with a point. It's a learning curve, it has to be said. But every year we seem to take it to them and beat them at the Stamford Bridge. However, this year it was a good kind of wake up call for our boys to start off the game. And I thought Arteta these days, he's not too stingy with his substitutions, so he can come out and make changes for halftime. I'm taking that as a positive note. Yeah. I'm just trying to stay positive. Of course, it's disappointment for losing 2 points, but still, regarding the situation, staying positive, mate.
Do you know what? Giving my thoughts on the game, because believe it or not, I've been so busy. I couldn't even give a match reaction after Chelsea. I couldn't give a match reaction after Sevilla because I've been tied up with so much graft. Yeah, I just haven't had the chance to. But I have been on a few different platforms and give my opinion and stuff. So this is the first time giving it on Premsy TV. But I just think that I got to give massive credit to Chelsea because going into this game, Harry.
Oh yes.
I didn't see them as a threat. I thought we'll beat them. I thought it would be usual business for us. I thought we would have outclassed them with ease. Yeah, the scoreline, I didn't see us winning 4-5-0 or anything like that. I did think it was going to be a tight game, but I thought we would have full control of the game. And you got to give Chelsea their dues. Pochettino, he set up in a way against us where we found it very hard to break them down. We couldn't find no flow in the game. We couldn't play out of the back because they were playing with a very high press. And to be fair, the high press was good. Kukureya pretty much had Saka's number, in my honest opinion. You could say, yeah, they got a little bit lucky with their 2 goals because the handball from William Saliba, and obviously I'll get your thoughts on that handball in just a moment, but the handball, we've seen him given for and we've seen him given against. I think for us, it was just unfortunate. I don't really have too much to complain about it, but it was a little bit of luck on their side. And then the Mudryk goal, 100% luck because and I know that he did not try to put that in the back of the net.
Anybody who's touched a football knows that was total fluke, total jamminess, mate. But to be fair, talking about how Chelsea set up, I think the weather, the conditions of the pitch itself, and also Pochettino had a good little think about the whole situation. And Conor Gallagher on Jorginho, I think that was a battle that we have to talk about. Jorginho, technical, I admire him in certain cases, but when it comes to athleticism on a dogged day out in the middle of the pitch, I think Conor Gallagher had him.
Yeah, I was surprised Thomas Partey didn't start, to be honest with you. He was on the bench and he didn't start. The only thing I could think of is that he might have still had a little bit of a niggle. But for me, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to play.
True. And I expected Thomas Partey to come in after the first 45 minutes. Now, we'll talk about Sevilla later on, but it's quite alarming how Thomas Partey seems to be in and out of the team. And now it's a thigh injury or like a recurrence or something along those lines. But we'll come to that later. But still, I was surprised too.
Yeah, I think Raya in that game was very underwhelming. His positional play for that goal shocking. I think his distribution, people talk about it of very high class. And my honest opinion is, I don't think he's that much better at distribution than Ramsdale, to be honest with you.
I've
And
started to think along those lines too. Like, short distribution around the box too. Of course, he seems a bit more nimble, but it's at the end of the day, it's what you bring to the team. Yeah. With the build up, maybe there's a bit more kind of safety and rhythm with Raya, but we've seen these little or possible major mistakes from Raya in the last couple of games, and the mistake he made, which nearly led to their third goal. Come on, mate, that's just on the level of uber diabolical.
Yeah.
So
he was lucky that the striker didn't have, was it Jackson? He didn't have a good touch, did he? He literally just basically.
Wasn't it Palmer who
Oh, it might have been Palmer. Yeah. It was one of their forwards anyway. I can't remember if it was Palmer or Jackson, whoever it was anyway. But if they had a better touch, it would have been night. You know what I mean? But look, we shown some character. So for me, there was two aspects of the game. The first aspect was we were very poor. In my honest opinion, that was the poorest I've seen Arsenal play for a very long time. We couldn't really get out. We couldn't create. We were just very lackluster. We were lackluster. And then the second part of the game is we shown character, we shown mentality, spirit and fight in order to get back into it and at least walk away with a point, because they always say teams that have won the title of late, they've always said, and this is coming from Big Steve, so big up Big Steve, because I speak to him quite frequently, and even he says, if you can't win a game, don't lose it. And that's so important, because if we would have lost that game, I think it would have put a dent in the mentality of the players, because let's have it right, Chelsea have not been no miraculous team this year, you know what I mean, or even last year. They've been pretty bang average, mid-table team, and we should be wiping the floor with them. That's my God's honest truth. So to show that character, get back into the game. And we had a little bit of luck as well, because that Sanchez mistake, on another day, that Declan Rice shot would have just went left of the post, or it might have went high. But it was a fantastic finish from Declan Rice. And we will touch on his performances soon as well, because what an absolute steal £105 million looks like now. You know what I mean? But look, we got that. And then second goal, fantastic. You get me? Great cross from Saka. Trossard at the back post. You can argue and say Sanchez should have done better at his near post for a goalkeeping side of things, but we managed to walk away with a point. So I do give them credit for that, because if that was, say, 2-3 years ago, we would have probably got beat 3-1, 4-1 in that game.
Totally. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just touched on Declan Rice there, man. What an impact this guy's made.
Oh my God. He's an absolute Trojan, man. The consistency. Mate, 105 million. As you say, it's a steal. It's all about being consistent, and like, he's the best performers of every single game in the last month or so. Declan Rice has always been in the top 3, right? He's just been solid, and he just gives you this kind of a foothold that you need in a game. The recoveries, the fight, the leadership too. I'm looking at future captaincy material over here, how he coordinates himself. He looks as though he's been playing in the Arsenal team for the last 5 years.
Yeah. You know what, as well, Harry, what is mad that you talk about that, because, obviously we are going to touch on the Sevilla game in a moment or so, but in that Sevilla game, I seen when the captains came off, Odegaard, he came off, give the armband to Jesus. When he came off, he gave the armband to Jorginho. I was very surprised that Declan Rice didn't get the armband, because I know he's new to the club, but he leads by example on the pitch. And not only leads by example, you can see the stature and the presence that he has in that midfield. And since he's come in, and I've said it time and time again, we very rarely miss the likes of Thomas Partey in that midfield. And that's something I never thought I'd say for a long time, because I didn't really look at around Europe at who we could bring in within a reasonable price that was going to live up to Thomas Partey's quality and his standards that he's set at the club. Because no matter what you say about Partey, he might be injured and so on, but the level that he's brought into the midfield for us, Rolls Royce, you get me? And it's hard to emulate that. But Declan Rice he's sat in, and he's basically just made that position his own now, where Thomas Partey, in a game like this against Chelsea, half injured or not injured, he would have been playing this game because we would have needed him. So that's testament to Declan Rice, man. And yeah, Arteta deserves credit for that because we all know we was going tooth and nail for him with Manchester City, and he chose us in the end of it. So them conversations Arteta must have had.
Yeah.
It must have worked, man. It must have worked. But look, Sevilla, let's touch on Sevilla because
let's go.
I want to get your thoughts first on the Sevilla game because online, pretty much everywhere I'm seeing, I don't know if it's banter or not, but people are saying Arsenal had a tough game against Sevilla. We just got over the line, but I didn't see it like that. I thought it was quite a comfortable night.
Whoa. Is that what you see online?
Yeah, man.
Mate,
I was even on Saeed's show earlier on today. Obviously, this podcast is going to get dropped tomorrow now. On Thursday, so it would be Wednesday, and even he titled it "Arsenal Struggle Against Sevilla." Mad.
Listen, oh my god. Okay. Now, the Champions League going away. It doesn't matter if you're Arsenal playing Sevilla, or if you're Real Madrid and playing against Braga. They had a tough time away too. You know, you've seen countless number of times where you're going to the opposition, and it doesn't matter if it's in Spain or in France. Or in other remote parts of the European continent, you know, it's going to be tough. And the performance that we put out, especially in the first 60 to 65 minutes, the fluidity was back. You know, I saw an Arsenal that seemed like the Arsenal from the first part of the Arsenal last season. I was very, very confident about the whole situation. Admittedly, after that first goal for Sevilla came in, there was a bit of pressure. But were we out of control? Were we shitting our pants? No. It was a great, good performance, solid performance away from home with some obviously stellar performance from Jesus. But I got to credit my man, Tomiyasu, too.
I wanted to be fair, save the Tomiyasu talk for about in another 5-10 minutes because I want to discuss the Zinchenko and Tomiyasu situation and I'll save that for last. I saved that for last. But look, I see it pretty much the same as you, the Sevilla game. A little bit different in the aspect. I still don't think we were creating clear-cut chances, loads of them in the first half and up until we scored. I think Saka, he wasn't really involved in the game too much, in my honest opinion. He was doing a lot of tracking back, but we were fully in control of that game. We kept the ball well. Defenders couldn't get past us. We were applying the pressure. I think that sometimes we had like 80% possession in the game. We were slowly picking at them. And then what an absolute fantastic turn. Jesus,
mate.
we know.
Michelin star.
Bro, we want more goals from this guy, yeah? We want more goals from him, but you cannot deny what he gives this team. Even if he doesn't score, the way he just turned them two players, I think it was Samari and I'm not too sure who the other lad was, but he turned him and then what a ball through to Martinelli. And the composure of Martinelli, you got to give this kid credit. His Champions League debut, rounded the goalkeeper and put it in the back of the net with some absolute finesse, man. But yeah, man. So what did you think of that goal and the movement from Jesus? Because that was quick.
When I saw that ball coming out, you know, and Jesus controlling it, I didn't expect him to smash up a Cruyffton and release Martinelli. Now I thought, you know, okay, he's going to hold up the ball. He's going to wait for possibly a Ben White to come along, or, you know, but the way he took that, it was just too majestic. And going back through the last couple of years, what would have Aubameyang or Lacazette have done a couple of years ago when that kind of thing had happened? They would have never been able to complete that kind of passage of play. Now, you know, it's just pure beauty because we don't really associate that kind of counter, beautiful counter goals for the Arsenal of late, you know. And I just thought, okay, excuse my pun, but that's another element of the Arsenal, you know, coming out. You know, I thought it was beautiful, man. You know, and the finish too. You obviously remember that Martinelli had a kind of quasi one-on-one chance towards the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
I thought he played it well. He had all the time in the world, but he looked cold, man. He looked so, you know, focused, and I had the utmost confidence that was going to go in.
But you know what? It was surprising that he didn't go in. In my honest opinion, he should have buried that. He should have finished his dinner there. 110%. Yeah, the first chance, he should have definitely buried that because more or less one-on-one. But Martinelli was a problem all game for them. And the good thing is we can see that we've missed him in the team because he brings that fire, he brings that dynamism, he brings that directness, something that I don't think any other player can give us it how Martinelli does. That's why I say if we went in for a Pedro Neto, I think he would be another player that could come in and give us that kind of performance, like what a Martinelli-esque, you know what I'm saying? So it is so good to have him back in. But that's the first time we had our front three, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus for a little while now. And you can see they're a little bit rusty, but some of the play was fantastic. I think the thing with Saka now is people are doubling up on him. It's a lot harder for him to find space now because they respect him. Sorry, what was you going to say there, bro?
I was thinking of didn't we have the front three, Jesus, Martinelli, and Saka for the Chelsea game too?
Yeah,
we did.
Them in for the Chelsea
so
game.
It was the first time we had it for the Champions League.
Yeah.
This is what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like a little bit of a run in it because we haven't really for most of this season we haven't had him in, have we? Jesus was pretty much injured from the start.
Hardly. So I'm so happy about this situation too, and seeing obviously Declan Rice in that Xhaka left 8 role too is.
But you know what? I'm glad Arteta's benching Havertz now. Your boy Havertz. You get me? Sitting on the bench, warming the bench up for 350 grand.
He didn't do too badly against Chelsea, man. You know,
when he came on.
I'm being too kind to Havertz. You know, yes, there's 15 goal involvements that I promised you. Not looking too good for now, but still, you know, I'm sure he'll come out with something before the end of the season. Yeah.
If he gets a few more charity decisions, then he might be on his way to it. You know what I mean?
Mate.
It's a madness.
You know what? You know what could happen this weekend? I'm predicting Havertz to start in the 9 position this weekend against Sheffield United.
Do you reckon? Big lump.
Yeah, it could happen. If Jesus is hamstring, they're going to take it easy on him. You know, it could happen. You know,
no, it could potentially happen, but I think Eddie Nketiah is going to be his guy for that, and I think Arteta's kind of, he's kind of admitted to just having Eddie as his backup now, and we've seen that with the Balogun situation, with him letting Balogun go. Eddie's his man, and I just hope to God that we do go in January and sign Ivan Toney, man. I think that'd be the missing piece. We do need a few more signings, but that would be amazing if we had him. But look, in that game, Declan Rice was a bit more of the progressive midfielder. How did you think that went for him? Given that having a bit more progressive role.
Come on, his work rate, you know, the Trojan levels of concentration and performance, and I'm just so chilled watching this guy perform. You know, he just connects the dots, and he's really the kind of fulcrum of the Arsenal performance these days. Yourself?
To be fair, he was getting. I thought it's going to take him some time to adjust to that position because obviously that was the Xhaka position. Jorginho was more or less holding, and Declan Rice was getting himself in front of even Jesus at times and trying to break the lines. And I think he played it very well, even coming back to defend.
Yeah.
He times his tackle perfectly, and I was quite impressed with him. I think Martinelli, I was impressed with. Jesus, I was impressed with. Saka, I don't think he had the greatest game, in my honest opinion. I don't think it was his top game. I think a lot of burnout has kind of contributed to his lack of top class performances, in my honest opinion. Jorginho, he didn't do anything wrong, but I didn't see anything fantastic from him.
I would have much preferred Partey to start the game. There's some situations where the whole team looks a bit static when Jorginho plays, right? But still, he's got the trust of all the players, you know. So yeah.
But you know what, Harry? You know what pissed me off about him, though? I'll tell you now for a fact. One thing about Jorginho, you know, he's good at slowing the game down. You get me? Regaining control of the midfield and helping the team slow the game down. But when they did score for like a 5, 6, 7 minute spell, they really started to believe. And at that point, that's when you need Jorginho to step in and slow the game down, which I don't think he done. I think Ben White had a decent game. Saliba, Gabriel looked good. And obviously we'll talk on Tomiyasu. Just before that, though, the Raya situation, man, and Ramsdale. I want to see Ramsdale come back in because again, Chelsea poor and Sevilla, I think he was poor as well.
Yes. It's been now 3 games where you see these dodgy performances here and there. And there's this kind of blip inside the team. You know, he's a good player. He's a good keeper. But we need Rambo back, man. Of course, Rambo being a fan favorite, you know, everyone wants him back in. But I don't know. It's the general rhythm too, and the kind of like the oomph, you know. And Ramsdale, I mean, we were lucky. No, I'm not going to say we were lucky, but in these games where you're pinned and back against the wall, which is inevitably going to happen away from home in the Champions League, when you got your back five, Kivior coming in, you need Ramsdale's kind of shouting and barking around the place, and putting the motivation levels up sky high in facing and the opposition. And yes, I want him back too. I want him back big time. Yeah.
There, because with Raya, I just, he seems too rash for me, and it causes panic. I understand he's a bit more of a sweeper keeper, which allows the defense to push a bit forward, and it allows them to start getting a bit more involved with the midfield and stuff like that. I do get it, but ultimately, I want my goalkeeper to do his job and make no mistakes. And I think Ramsdale, he looks a lot more assured in that position than Raya. Maybe it might be a bit of nerves. It's a few games in and whatnot, playing for the Arsenal, and he hasn't played for a big team before. Maybe it could be that, but we're going to have to wait and see. But I just hope Arteta does bring him in. I know for the Chelsea game, he had a baby, didn't he?
Yep. Massive
Aaron Ramsdale.
congratulations.
So congratulations goes out to him. But yeah, man, finally, before we move over to the Zinchenko and Tomiyasu, yeah, I know we've been waiting on, but I just want to save that for last. Jesus' goal, man. We haven't even touched on that, bro.
Holy flip, man. Oh, my Lord. We want to see more of that. Do it in the Premiership. My God. The angle, you know, I was like, okay, he's going to cross it late back, maybe back to Tomiyasu or something, but he nails it into the far corner. That is a moment of absolute beauty. Oh, my Lord, you know.
Top quality finish. But do you think, Harry, that he takes too much time sometimes? Because if you see that goal, yeah, he got picked up the ball on the left. He's took a player on, knocked it in. He's seen the space and he's just gone for it. And what an absolute finish it was. But normally, even in the league, I feel like he takes the extra touch, or he takes the extra, do you know what I mean? So if he ends up, if he can do that and maybe have a shot early, he probably would add more goals to his game, because we need Jesus to add more goals to his game without a shadow of a doubt. Because if we don't go in and get a Tony, and we're relying on Jesus and we're relying on Eddie, it is not going to work out well for us, because this season we're not scoring goals as a collective, where last season goals were coming in from Martinelli, Saka, Jesus, Granit Xhaka, Odegaard. This year, I can't see us. Everyone's not scoring goals. You know what I mean? We are relying on the 1-2 player. So I think Jesus definitely needs to start adding that to his locker, man. But I just want to say, what a fucking goal that was, man. That was a finish and a half. But look, it's time for your boy Tomiyasu. Obviously, Japanese connection.
Let's go,
obviously,
bro.
He missed out on the starting lineup against Chelsea. Zinchenko was preferred, and then he did come on against Chelsea a little bit later on. And you can see defensively we look a lot more assured when he's in there. Sevilla, he got his start, and I think he deserved it 110%, because at what point are you going to start rewarding good performances? And that's something at Arsenal that we don't really see for years and years and years. When a player comes in as a good performance, it normally reverts back to type. But Arteta decided to play him. He's playing him out on the left. And the progressive role that he was playing, bro, sometimes he was fucking on the edge of the box trying to put the ball in, having a crack.
Yes, mate.
Talk to me, man.
Okay. Takahiro Tomiyasu, heads up, hands up, you know, what an elite level of professionalism he displays in and out, you know, the way he came in against Chelsea and the way he squared up to Sterling. It's not just these duels that he's strong at. It's the intelligence. It's the ability to be able to build up with both his right foot and his left foot, his strength in the air. It's not just his versatility too. Oh my God, he's just solid, no nonsense. He's not like, you know, a mesmerizing an Ashley Cole-esque or one of these wing backs who'll destroy you like the good old Dani Alves or something, you know. But he's just a pure football player who will literally put his heart and soul and body on the line for his team. And he loves Arsenal to bits too. There we go.
You know what? He's very efficient, ain't he? Because you got to give him massive credit, because left back is not his favorite position at all.
Yeah.
And, you know, with him playing at left back, I realized he can do the job. And that was at the first game, was it against Liverpool last season at the Emirates?
Mm-hmm.
And he came in, played left back. Was it the first game or the third game? It was basically, we played Liverpool last season anyway at the Emirates early on. And that was his first time playing at left back. And he dealt with Mo Salah so efficiently. And from that point, I thought, right, okay, he could come in and do a job at left back, 100%. And I was surprised that he can use his left foot and right foot. I thought maybe the only person in the team like that is like a Trossard, but he could actually use his left foot and right foot. He's not scared to take a shot, which you got to give him credit for. If you don't shoot, you don't score. It's simple as that. And that's what I say, because I think we need to start shooting more as a team collectively, because I don't think we shoot enough. But not only playing at left back defending, inverting into the midfield, which is a total brand new position for him, and he doesn't ever play it. It works. But where does this leave Zinchenko? Because obviously, putting the bias aside for him being a Japanese international, Zinchenko going forward is great. Defensively, liability. But where does this leave him now? Are we trying to alternate them, or are we just trying to say maybe Tomiyasu, that's your position? Stick with
it really depends on the opposition, doesn't it? You know, when we've got a solid winger, whether it's Sterling or Mo Salah or somebody like a Mahrez. I mean, Mahrez is gone. We need Tomiyasu to be in the fold. And with the substitutions, if you're going to start with Zinchenko, if you're leading 2-1 or 3-2, you know, bring Tomiyasu on in the 60th or 65th minute, because that's when Zinchenko, when his performance starts to become a bit lackluster. I think there's a strong case of Tomiyasu starting in these games coming up. For example, why not keep him in against Sheffield United? Now, Sheffield United, they haven't got like a blazing winger or anything. You need Zinchenko's creativity. But compared to last season, Tomiyasu didn't really have it in him for that inverted position. He'll try it, but it didn't work. Now it is working full on, right? He's in the right place at the right time, and he's becoming more aggressive. And
do you know what? He gives you that presence. He gives you that presence as well. He's a big lad, Tomiyasu. You know, people tend to forget that. He's a big lad.
Big head, man. His head is massive. Literally, it's this size.
He wins headers all the time, doesn't he? Yeah. He actually does win headers. But look, Ari, let me give you a scenario, because I actually wouldn't mind seeing this. I wouldn't mind seeing a team of Ben White, Ramsdale in goal, Gabriel Saliba, Tomiyasu as a left back. And then in midfield, I would like to see Declan Rice, Zinchenko, and Odegaard. Because Zinchenko, for Ukraine, he plays more forward. He plays more progressively. He can play in the midfield. We know he's got trickery. We know he can shoot from distance, Zinchenko, and he does shoot from distance when he has the opportunity. He's quick. He can recover well. And I think coming back from midfield to defense, you probably get better defensive qualities out of him, not him being the last man. And then Tomiyasu, if he really wanted to, he can push into the middle to help Declan Rice if he still wanted to do that inverted role. And I think that would give us a lot more sturdiness in the middle and a lot more fluidity.
I'm liking this idea.
Because better than fucking Jorginho in there.
Oh, my Lord. I've never thought about this, but I did when Zinchenko joined us to start off with at the beginning of last season. But wow, I see where you're coming from, man.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think it will work, you know. I think he's better than Havertz in that position. He's better than Jorginho. And I think Vieira. Declan Rice, Vieira, you know what? Vieira's done all right, but I still think defensively Zinchenko will offer us more. And with having that experienced head in there as well, it will help us out. But at the same time, Tomiyasu defensively is a lot more sound. It makes sense. Corners, set pieces. We've got 3 big lads there. Tomiyasu. So 4 big lads. Declan Rice, Tomiyasu, Ben White. No, 5. We'll have 5 big lads defensively on set pieces, which will matter.
Massive.
So I think we should give something like that a go. Whether Arteta would do something like that, that's another question, Harry. But I'm telling you, I might just be playing FIFA too much. I don't know, but I'm just telling you.
No. I want to see that too, mate. Because we'll get that level of fluency that, you know, it was there against Sevilla, but we need that level of fluency and fluidity back against Sheffield, against Newcastle home. But I can't see Arteta doing it just for now, because
I can't see him doing it.
Yeah,
I can't see him doing it. But I think, you know what, in certain games, be pragmatic and play something like that. And you know what, it might just work because I don't know. I think it will work in my honest opinion. But look, we have come to the end of the
Yes.
show, Harry. It's been a pleasure as
Yes,
always.
mate. I've missed your presence, man. It's been good talking to you, Arsenal. Yeah.
Nah, likewise, man. It is always good catching up, which is always good talking Arsenal. And you know what? All in all, not too shabby of a week for us. We managed to dig in and get a draw out of Chelsea. And when it looked like it was fully against us. And we come away with a win in Sevilla. And they have got football heritage. Maybe Champions League, no. But Europa League, these guys are serious. So it is one of them. Any last words before we go?
Sheffield United, we need to batter them. We need a convincing performance, and we're going to get it. That's my last words for today.
100. We need a demolition job, as I say, a fucking demolition job. But people, remember, smash a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.
Big up,